Mr. DX, also known as Josh, here with Mike Schuler, Bramble TV. This is the first installment of, what should we call it, Wrestle Talk? Wrestle Review?
I was thinking Over the Top Rope, because we go over the top rope every Thursday here on Bramble TV.
Sounds good. Bramble TV, OTR. Now, for the first installment, I figure it's, Wednesday? A couple days removed from Raw. Not a bad Raw. What I wanted to focus on was the main event, the gauntlet match.
Haven't seen one of those in God knows how long. We see CM Punk versus Jack Swagger first in what most people would probably assume kind of a squash. Not really. Like, Swagger had a little offense, nothing.
A little bit. He didn't get buried, but I mean, in true WWE fashion, Jack Swagger is forever going to be a mid-carder these days.
Yeah, after the 2009 one-month title run,
yeah,
he hasn't really done anything.
What I want to talk about is the Dolph Ziggler CM Punk matchup from that gauntlet match. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching that, you have seen the new face of the WWE. CM Punk tweeted a picture about a week and a half ago of all the champions in WWE.
There is not a meathead in that thing, unless you count Beth Phoenix, who is a meathead for the Divas division. That being said, she's arguably the best worker, best wrestler, and could be better than all the other divas combined, with the exception of Natalya and Karma, who hasn't been seen since she went to get pregnant and whatnot. And as soon as she comes back, I say the Divas division is going to be taken by storm again.
The Dolph Ziggler CM Punk match, by far best match of the night. And I'm a big CM Punk mark. I can admit it. I'm a huge Punk fan. Have been since ROH, when he did his TNA stint. I mean, I've been a fan of him since the beginning. But actually watching him lose to Dolph Ziggler, which gives him a title shot, or gives Ziggler a title shot next week, I'm excited. Yeah, my guy lost, but I'm excited for what that means for WWE. I'm excited for what it means for the future.
Yeah.
And just knowing that, Triple H is kind of in charge behind the scenes a little bit. Obviously, we know, a lot of that was storyline scripted, but he does have a lot to do with what goes on behind the scenes. And the fact that your typical 90s era, muscle...
Hulk Hogan,
yeah,
what you gonna do, brother, stuff is kind of over.
It's over, and you know what? I'm glad to see it's over.
I didn't expect Daniel Bryan to actually cash in Money in the Bank and win.
Nobody expected that.
This off topic of the CM Punk Dolph Ziggler, which I want to get back to in a second, but I expected Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, indie wrestler, to cash in and lose. I was like, there's no way that this guy is going to beat Mark Henry or The Big Show, regardless if they've just been in a match. The only way he was going to do that is if the guy was knocked out, which then lies the whole, he's not ready for the match, so he can't actually start the match, which gets all complicated and stuff. So,
but as much as they are kind of downplaying his character over the last couple weeks, it would have made sense storyline-wise to have him be the first guy to cash in and lose, just to kind of further that bullshit that Michael Cole spouts off of how much of a nerd he is. Oh, we'll do a whole show on just how badly we hate Michael Cole.
Eventually, but I can't deal with that right now.
Dolph Ziggler, CM Punk stole the show that night, as well they should have. I mean, you've got two amazing workers, guys with great technical acumen. They know the business. They know, how to put on a good show. And by God, they put on a hell of a show. And I can't wait for next week.
Oh, I can't wait for next week either. He's the CM Punk mark. I'm a Dolph Ziggler mark. Now, yes, I know. He was Spirit Squad. He has been beat up, bullshitted throughout SmackDown and since he left the Spirit Squad. Yes, I know he was Mikey. Okay. He's still that damn good that they didn't let him go. He's the only one of the Spirit Squad that's still there. He's the only one of the Spirit Squad to win singles titles.
I mean, look at Kenny Dykstra, because he was good, but he wasn't Dolph Ziggler good.
Yeah.
So that, that's why Ziggler's the only one left around.
He's won Intercontinental titles. He's won United States titles. Technically, he's a former world champion.
Yeah, I still don't count that reign.
Some people do, some people don't. Hell, WWE doesn't even know what to.
Technically, I'm not counting big shows like, what was it, 35-second reign from the TLC pay-per-view. I love the show. Yeah, it counts.
He won it, and then
the only reason it counts is so that they can use it for a storyline joke.
Yeah, but
anyway,
it's going to turn him back into the monster.
We'd been discussing at TLC that we could see as soon as Ziggler lost the title, jump up to the world, WWE title picture, and by God, here it is. And
3 weeks later,
he's deserving of it too.
Oh yeah, he is what he is. He is a show off. Why? Because he knows he's that damn good. He is the #heel. Why? Because he's good at it. He is good, and every time he goes out, you know that you're going to see a good match, or at least a decent match, depending on who his opponent is.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are probably thinking, okay, Ziggler's going to the title picture up there with Punk and all the rest of the main eventers. What happens to Ryder? Who's he going to feud with?
He's not feuding with anybody. Why? Because they want to move him away from the... This just came out today. They want to move him away from the upper cards to see if that'll boost their ratings for the last half of Raw, which always seems to drop.
Yep.
So they're putting him in a love story with Eve Torres.
We've seen that work before, and you know what? It didn't work real well.
Daniel Bryan and the Bella Twins. Daniel Bryan and Gail Kim.
Both fails. Good luck to you, Ryder.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I'll say about Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff taking over TNA. Some of their stuff, really? To quote The Miz, really?
Really? You're quoting The Miz on our show?
Dude, Miz Mark. Yes, I'm a Miz Mark. Leave me alone.
To be honest, I'm not sure Triple H needs to be in the ring anymore. I mean,
he was carrying Nash.
He can still go, but
he was carrying Nash. Don't count that match against Triple H. He was carrying Nash, and everybody knows it. Let's recap. All right, we're ready for next Monday, where it's Dolph Ziggler versus CM Punk,
world title.
We're gonna see Kane beat the hell out of John Cena again. I hope to God, because this new Kane is just a monster. Oh, the one thing we didn't talk about: who the mystery guy's gonna be.
All right, the mystery guy. Well, you know what? I say we do it. We'll do a quick thing here.
Yeah.
My main idea is, and everybody's saying Jericho, and you know what? I don't think it's Jericho. Jericho's come out and said, it's not me. I'm not wrestling anymore, and the guy doesn't have to. He's doing well in everything else he does. He doesn't need to come back.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking, and I could be wrong, but
most of the time we are wrong.
Yeah. In this day and age, we tend to be wrong about what we guess a lot. The mystery promos. Here's my take. I figure, especially now that they've lost Orton, and they're doing this Super Show thing, so they're going to have to move somebody over to SmackDown. We'll talk about the Super Show debacle next week. I'm thinking Taker's coming back, but not as the dead man. I think he's coming back as the American Badass, as himself, and I think the chick is going to be Michelle McCool. I think they're gonna have her come out, and I think it's going to be the second coming of the American Badass, which I will be extremely happy about because I thought it was the best character he's ever had. Because he's
one of the best characters he ever had. I think when he first debuted, being the Undertaker thing. It was the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, when it was all supernatural and larger than life, it made sense. But
that was a good character for him.
The American Badass is just good. And
he was just brutal. And
Taker, I'm ready for you to come back and take back your yard.
Hey, I gotta say, I see where he's coming from. I agree that it could be Taker. Now, I also saw somewhere where Jericho is going to be in town the day before till the day after Raw next week. So that doesn't exactly help the whole it's not going to be Jericho argument. I say it is possible that it's Jericho. It is possible that it's Taker. Or it's possible it's somebody we haven't seen before. And I lean more towards Taker to start this whole road to WrestleMania thing. Because at WrestleMania, he's going to go 20-0. We all know it.
And that'll probably more than likely be
the last match.
His last match.
But I say it's probably either Taker, Jericho, or somebody we haven't seen. So that's Raw in a nutshell.
Well, that's wrestling in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's wrestling in a nutshell. SmackDown, Orton gets hurt. Cody Rhodes, Booker T is about the biggest feud you got. It's a Daniel Bryan versus Big Show for the world title on SmackDown. I'm ready for the Royal Rumble. I want to see.
You ready to rumble?
I'm ready to rumble. That's so bad movie. Oh, best wrestling movie out there? Yes. Worst movie ever? Quite possibly.
Come on, it was the debut of John Cena.
Doing this.
All day.
All day, every day. But he never gives up. And he rises above hate.
I'm going to do like Kane says, embrace the hate. It makes life a little more flavorful.
That's this past week in wrestling, in the WWE wrestling. If you have questions, put it in the comments.
There'll be comments like right down there. Here, you know.
Follow us on Twitter. We'll put the links below. If you have a question, ask it in the comments. Twitter it to us. Tweet it to us.
You know what? This little button that's like right up here. Hit that subscribe button.
Or if it's, I don't know which one.
No, it'll be up here. That's the new layout. Whatever. Subscribe to Bramble TV. We're gonna be try to do this once a week
At least.
If you have a question, something you want us to talk about next week that's wrestling related, leave it in the comments.
And for all you haters out there, I got 2 words for you.